quite the well-traveled man, William. I feel like I say welcome back, William.
Well-traveled.
Several times now.
You mean like
podcast.
Melbourne? You mean like Sydney?
I feel like at this point, even in the short time that we've been friends, you've done a lot of traveling compared to me anyway.
It's like Melbourne. Where do you go? Melbourne.
I was talking to someone last night, and we was the first time we met each other, and it was kind of the thing. Oh, like, do you travel much? And I think it's especially in like younger generations now, it feels like there's such a imperative to travel, to enjoy your life and not waste it. You know what I mean? And I'm not a big holiday guy.
Same.
Like, I think actually we're probably very much in the same boat. I actually like traveling, but I prefer when it's work related because I like to
stay productive.
Yeah, I like to stay productive. I like to have an itinerary, and I'll be like, I was explaining to this person yesterday. I was like, you know, when I went to Poland or Germany or whatever it was for the work, I was like, all right, well, we're going to have this meeting here and then this meeting, but there's this really cool castle, so we can duck out at lunchtime and go see that. You know what I mean? And it's like, but if it's a holiday, I'm preparing my holiday for New Zealand in a couple of weeks, and so I'm going back to see some family, and it's really stressing me out. Like,
the planning is the worst part.
It's stressing me out so bad.
The thing with holidays, and I guess the success of why Kentikis and all those things work, is that it takes the planning away.
True, they're doing it for you.
Because people want to go holidaying, but dude, I don't know what I'm doing out there. Like, if I had to go to Poland, I don't know what's good, what places to book.
I don't know what it is. I think when I've got work and I've got tasks to complete, it's easy to just do little things around it. And like, I enjoy going to a city and then just finding cool places to eat. I don't need to
just explore.
Yeah, I don't need to do tourist things. You know what I mean? Or I've got no inclination. I don't want to do any bungee
modern
jumping.
It's like
Hey,
after you
ambition.
see like a view, it's just like, yeah.
No, I'm in for the view. I just don't want to do the extra. I don't know what you know what I mean.
I know, like visiting like museums and stuff. Like, oh, it's not a museum.
think
bro. I don't
I've-
care about your history.
I do have a certain respect for the people who backpack. It's like the modern day, like, I'm going on an adventure now.
Yeah.
It's Gandalf being like, see you in 17 years.
Yeah.
I'm gone. The story of the guy who's doing, who's walking the longest walkable path on Earth?
He starts at like the tip of Russia or something, right? And then works his way down.
I think he started at the bottom of like South America. And he's walking all the way through America, up over the Bering Strait, and across Russia and into Europe. So it's a massive, massive span of land. And he's been walking for the last 10 years. And I think he's like almost done, kind of. Last update was that he's like, he's at the point now where he's home stretch, where there's no more dangers, and he's in Europe, and he's just going to walk through Europe now.
Interesting.
No more dangers in Europe. You kidding?
well,
I guess he's crossed the worst bit.
The truth is, it's more like he's had to walk through like really dangerous borders, and there's places where he's been detained by customs, and he's had to get through like a lot of tricky areas of conflict. You know, like if you're walking through the middle of Mexico, it can also be a little bit dicey.
Yeah. I know, like if you even look a certain type of way at any particular borders, they're like the suspicion of why are you here is incredibly
and
high,
also
right?
you know, as he's walking through paths in like basically the middle of nowhere in Russia. You know, we're talking he has to weather the conditions. You know, it could be
Siberian
cold.
tigers.
And I think there's plenty of countries now still where a Western, I'm assuming he's a Westerner, can get kidnapped quite easily because they're just like it's like someone will pay for you,
They
even if
assume
your
that you have
government,
it,
your government will pay for you to be picked up from here. So
Correct.
I don't know. It's pretty. I talk about this a lot. I always think about this when I'm next to a large body of water. I was like, I get the pirate theory. You know what I mean? Sometimes the ideal, like life is hard. We pay bills and taxes and stress.
You drop everything and you just go become a pirate.
Absolutely. You know, the idea, I could totally get it in like the 1200s when a guy was just standing in a boat. He's like, no, I'm done. I'm going to go boat now. And, you know, he just gets on a boat and just disappears for like 40 years and might never come back. I get it. And that's the walking guy, right? He's like, everything else is too hard.
Because if it's over 10 years of walking, you know, you started off as like a young 20-year-old lad and now you're a 30-year-old.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I get it. You just want to pack up and leave. It's like, sometimes everything else is too hard. It's fine.
Disappear.
What's your straw? What's the last straw, William, before you become a pirate? Like, what's the last thing you have to do before you're like, I'm done now? The kids who graduated high school or they've gone on to get jobs and you've just paid one too many tax bills and you're like, no, I'm...
Yeah.
I feel
The
it's
offer
fine.
stands.
I think,
Like, let's say me and Danny rock up to your front door on a pirate ship somehow. And then we're like, hop in, William.
It's like that land ship from Warhammer Fantasy with the wheels. rolls
I
up
don't know.
the
You
street.
gotta
It's
be
the
like
time, William.
It's like land gotta be very shitty to be living, right? To go to become pirate life.
Yeah, that's true. I guess during like the the real peak of like wooden sail ships, whether it was pirates or most. Like, we talk about pirates, but mostly it was just sailors. Like it was just sailors just getting like what they were transporting things around the world, right? That was the majority of it, and the living on the land with no shower or electricities and things. The living conditions were poor, so it means the poor conditions of living on a boat weren't terribly different.
Living on a boat was somehow worse than
it's
land,
just
right?
safer that period of time to live in the sea than the land.
You reckon?
No, if you're in the sea, you're just surrounded by water, right?
Yeah, but then, yeah.
Just surrounded by like many months of
Yeah,
water.
but you don't have like people coming to like kill you and stuff,
guess
like
so.
randomly.
No, that's what the pirates are for.
Yeah, but you can hear them coming, right?
You can hear them coming.
It's like if you're in a
They
boat.
put bells on their ships like a cat.
No. Like in the middle of the water, like,
Nah,
you hear, like,
the whole trick of pirateering was that you see them coming, but also you're on a slower boat, so you just slowly watch they get closer and closer.
Like the impending doom.
Yeah. In the oceans, like there's stories of like ships getting caught in storms all the time, man.
Yeah. I think you are like you probably are right, but at the same time, have you seen like they reckon there's only like 5,000 pirates of all time? That was it. There was like,
Really?
Yeah, there was like
Yeah,
no
I
pirates.
get it. It was
all the stories.
It's honestly kind of a shit gig.
Because it's like a small period of time before the British and the Spanish conquered basically the sea. So it's like only like maybe 100 years, and there's only in the thousands.
The tricky part is it's impressive that the truth is I will always be impressed with how human civilization built themselves up without the logistics that we have nowadays. Without communication technology we have now. Back then it was just like we send a letter out on this boat and it'll be 3 months before it arrives in India.
Yeah, imagine if we're still relying on pigeons to supply most
exactly.
of the
And then you just have to assume that the information was correct. And like, for example, how they able to police areas when there was no surveillance. Like if you're a pirate and let's say you robbed a boat and then you fucked off somewhere, how the hell did they ever find them?
Yeah.
Realistically, they probably didn't, right? And you just...
And they could just be literally the town over.
So...
how do you prove it too?
Exactly. Look, was it in
just blame
That's
someone.
how the witch trials happen, right? It's
You
just
watch-
a bunch of people pointing at each other, being like,
True.
"You did that," and you're like, "I didn't." You're like, "Oh, too bad, buddy."
you know old-timey Western movies where it was like, hey man, we're not really sure about our judicial system, so we're just gonna put up wanted bounty posters and just let people figure it out themselves. Yeah.
I assume that's like where things like religion stuff became far more prevalent because the more religious person was then the more trustworthy person. So it's like, you have
just work your way up.
incentive to be more of something.
Higher charisma, so charisma points.
Yeah, I know.
It's true.
Just add charisma points.
True. Yeah, how much charisma does the Pope have?
Oh, maybe 95.
He gets a lot of people to show up to his like ceremonies, so probably a lot, I guess.
Yeah, pretty high. Yeah.
When I'm driving down the street waving at people, a lot of people don't wave back. So
Out of the three of us, who's most likely to start a cult?
Oh,
Or do we? None of us have any chances.
I feel like I'm pretty. I've been not too far from starting a cult in the past, anyway.
The cult of Northern Borders.
Yeah,
I'm in it. All right, well then, welcome back. So there was, what really surprised us last week is that you went to join for a Lorcana tournament, right? It was the regionals, so it was
it's
Australian
not regionals.
finals.
It's called
Nationals.
Disney Lorcana Challenge (DLC).
But is it the closest thing we have to like a national challenge?
It's like it is because if you win this event, you go to Worlds.
Gotcha. So it was a combination of Lorcana players around Australia competing for the chance to compete in the
correct.
finals, right?
Did you see any WA guys there?
Yes. There's a Perth chapter.
Yeah.
That's a Perth
cool.
chapter. Yeah.
Was it Matt?
Sorry?
Matt Chap? No, what's his name again?
No. Perth chapter is just players from Perth, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, who?
No, but we had
I don't
a
know.
player. We had a player got third place.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, Ryan McGee.
Ryan McGee. That's right.
All right, that's good.
I got the names messed up.
They played in Northern Boards.
Do they? Is Worlds always held in like I assume a Disney like location?
Yes.
Disney World?
Disney. In the last one is in, if I'm not mistaken, Orlando or LA. I can't remember.
Is
You
it
know
always
what?
a US one? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
You know what? Competing in a Disney World is kind of cool.
Oh,
Can you imagine?
yeah.
Can you imagine if we could do that like in any other card game?
What I'd really like for it to be on a roller coaster.
What? One Piece in a pirate ship?
Yeah. Can you imagine? That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
just on one of those bounties, you're playing cards while it's swinging back and forth.
That'd be sick.
Like, playing Magic and where?
Well,
The Magic, I don't know. The best we got is
Wizard of the Coast.
yeah, true. Yeah, it's just you're on the beach. There's already been competitive Magic, like One Piece and Magic and Flesh and Blood and stuff, and that's been done in a hall. Sure, if you could do it on a ride at the same time, it's an extra mental challenge you've got to get over. You know what I mean? Imagine like you're going down one of those like big falls and you're trying to shuffle and there's just water spraying at you. Like,
as a kid.
All the cards get wet. Like,
Obviously.
See that would make a better like TV visual for the viewers.
Exactly, I would watch that. You know, when you was a kid, you watched Yu-Gi-Oh, and in Yu-Gi-Oh they have the giant like stadiums, the arenas, and on the platforms they're dueling each other. Why can't we do that? Why can't card games be cooler?
You could ever get hologram card games? We surely we're pretty close to that now.
Well, Pokemon
right?
is pretty like that. Yeah, you go on a stage.
You do?
Yeah,
People play Pokemon?
Pokemon's big.
You know, it'd be cool if they did. If they like, hey, we give us your deck list, and then they get guys in costumes, and then every time you play your card, the mascot like comes out and they fight each other.
But they have to get in an octagon.
You know, like poker, right?
Yeah.
When you put your cards down, you look. They got a camera down there.
They got a camera
right?
to check it.
So similar with that in Pokemon, when you put your pricing down, there's a camera on beneath, so everyone
else knows
can see your pricing, which is your life. Pretty much.
No, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. That leads
Makes
to
cool.
all the like crazy stuff where you have like secret messages being
No. You wear a headphones, but the problem is
what? So the players are playing headphones.
Yeah, you have to. All
They're
stream
mic'd up.
players.
They're mic'd up.
They're on headphones and mic. Yeah. So to mute
So you can
out
hear
like
the players.
outside.
Yeah.
So, but the problem is when spectators sees the live, the amount of spectators was like, ooh, and then everybody's like the players could hear it like slightly, and then like.
I guess if it's even, then it doesn't. It's what you know what I mean. So.
When I watch like Magic tournaments and they have their bird's eye view on the table, when the players aren't mic'd up, it's a little bit like disconnected. You're just watching cards being played.
Yeah,
being mic'd up with the players is a really cool. You get a way more insight into how the players
I think
talk and interact with each other.
It's not the players mic'd up. I think the commentators need to do that job.
Yeah,
yes,
you got to keep
correct.
the flow going.
I was going to say the exact same thing.
Commentators make a big deal. Like we had in Locana, we had two commentators. So good that you were just immersed in the game.
Yeah.
So you can just watch it. Like that
is true.
The video is up. Like you can watch the commentators how they commentate. Like that makes a big difference.
Because especially in card
game.
games where there's naturally going to be a bit of dead space between plays as players are thinking, you want to fill that up with something, right? Keep the pace going.
Well, it's always if they're good, they also have like interesting facts about the players and the cards and the things they're doing, and it becomes a story or like something you're involved in rather than just watching like some guys shuffling. Because it can be a little dull, but I've also found that. I like a lot of sports are like that as well. I don't know if you watched a lot of sports, but during COVID, because most of the sports have been played in stadiums without people, they didn't have commentators, and I've watched like football for my whole life, and it was incredibly like
jarring.
Yeah,
not having
the commentators, and it's just the noise of kicking in the background because.
Boom.
Yeah, it was because the stadium was also empty, so there was no extra noise.
Did you see the ones where they were artificially adding noise in just to fill the ambience?
I did not know that.
Dana White did a couple UFC fights where he had a bunch of screens so people could Zoom call in and be the audience.
Yeah, no shit.
So you just have these like TVs with people's faces on it, all looking at the UFC or like octagon.
It's like 90s Seinfeld where they have like people in the crowd being like, ooh.
Yeah. But also something about UFC though, something about like the combat sports having no audience, being able to hear the impact of the strikes was actually very like impressive.
Yeah, some of the UFC like when you hit them connect to each other and you're like ooh.
Being able to actually hear every single hit gives you way more feedback on, oh, that was actually a hard punch. You were like, whoa. And that was actually kind of cool. But in football, I imagine it's just...
Does Magic have the like the equivalent of like some well-known commentators that do it?
Magic has some pretty good commentators. Because Magic is so big that, like Magic, we have MagicCon, right?
Yeah.
So there's a stage and everything. That's just...
go and get like a sports... guys. I wonder if there's guys that are sports guys that do it. Because
the thing is, you need to know the cards. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
So the knowledge about the cards is one issue.
They'll get pro players on as well to help commentate.
Like Reed Duke commentate as well sometimes.
Yeah.
So he's well versed with it. So when he's not playing or he's already qualified, he's just commentating for like another qualification. Then it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Hearing their thoughts and like, oh, I played this deck and I know what he's gonna do. He needs to see this. This.
Watching professional players play card games is a good way to improve. You really do pick up little like hints and tips as you get trying to learn. Especially if you have like a pro player you really like and you like the way they play, and slowly you adopt their like mannerisms as you play. So, for example, I play a lot of like Jund, right? Red, black, green. And then Reed Duke was also known for playing a lot of Jund. So I was watching a lot of like Reed Duke's content, and that kind of really improved my gameplay. So
Yeah.
it's no different than because the trick is with any other sport, you can watch LeBron play, but you can't play like LeBron.
Yeah.
Right? You can't. No matter how
I
much,
can't physically double my size.
no matter how much you try, you can't do it.
That's
But
physical.
with card games, you can
There is
actually
space, yeah.
there is space for you to actually try and improve and
Yes.
learn off someone that's better than you.
Yes.
So,
So
mm-hmm.
Locana is in such a good position that I feel that if we have more events in Australia, I think the card game will grow.
there's a lot of naysayers for Lorcana, and I always tell people like I don't get why. Like there's
not enough events. That's my only take.
the trick is that
the
they
game
are
is good.
correct. They are trying to balance more organized play with a collectible side of things, right? Because Disney is always going to be a collectible crowd. There.
Right.
There's what I've learned with Lorcana is it is a slow, but there is growth there. There's a lot of games out there that like just I don't see growth, but Lorcana there is still space to grow, which is why we still like we want to keep supporting it on all the boards. And then having these basically DLC, these challenges, right, really
Right.
help promote the idea because I can see from Ravensburger that they're like, oh, there's no reason for us not to keep pushing
Yeah.
Lorcana.
We probably just need like probably 2 events, like first 6 months, second 6 months, 2 events.
Yeah.
I think that'll be great. One is pretty harsh. Like currently, Riftbound, what we're seeing is only 1 right now.
Yes.
And then the other one is in like Singapore or whatever.
They want to do 1 nationals per year, right?
Yeah, but it's not enough. Like One Piece, we have like 8 or 10. So
Yeah.
everybody's so hyped up all the time. So
As well as it's a big deal because people have lives and jobs and other things going on. If you miss that one, you effectively miss
just
the whole
missing
year.
the next year.
Yeah, you're waiting for the next year. And then it's really hard to care about something if you're going to wait a whole nother year for it. And especially if another game comes along like One Piece
yeah.
and it gives you more opportunities to get involved. You're like, well, I may as well.
So One Piece has like pretty much like in March there's one. I think April there's one. May that's one.
Yeah.
June that's one. Last time it's just
Just naming
every
months.
month.
As a player, for the players, is that too much traveling though?
well,
you
it's
just don't go to
optional
all.
though. You don't
Yeah.
go to all. You
Right.
choose.
Gotcha.
At least you get to choose. Like, I missed this one. I can go to the next one though. Like,
True.
you know what I'm saying?
True.
Like you still get to experience the
Plus they're all
what
in, like-
the other people, the other players, what they experience. You can experience it next month. If you miss the Locana this year, it's next year.
Plus they're always in Melbourne
2027.
and Sydney.
Yeah.
People that live there, it's super easy.
Yeah, I think it's just the importance of relevance is so incredibly high. Like we run weekly events and we release a weekly podcast and we do these things because if you don't do it, it just gives an extra opportunity for the people to forget that it exists.
Yes.
And the One Piece doing it every month is like there are guys going to go to every single one, and that's cool. Like they might work and their whole hobby, the thing that they mainly focus on is One Piece. But there's also a lot of people that they've got kids and families and things and other commitments. If they can't make this one, but they have to wait a whole nother year, they may as well not be doing the thing whatsoever. But if they know they've got the opportunity to do it next week, next month, sorry, it's perfect. They'd be like, oh, I don't have to feel bad that I had to go to my friend's wedding or my mum's birthday because I could just go next month's one. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas like, if something comes up, like your mum has a birthday and the whole time you're at your mum's birthday, you're like, man, I wish I was at my one Lorcana thing for the year. You know what I mean? It can feel bad, right? Plus, if One Piece does it every month and the hype train continues to go, it also means that you're not straying into other things. And it works some way, like we talk about Sorcery, the card game. That works really well at the moment because they've released one set a year, and it means that other players can come away from the one card, like the card game they do mainly, and also collect a bit of Sorcery because it's not a huge commitment.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Sorcery, if you're like a serious card gamer, Sorcery is probably never going to be your main card game because it's not released regularly. And they're choosing to do that. That's how their process works, right? So if you're then Lorcana and they're doing not enough events a year, they're almost inadvertently choosing to be a secondary thing for a lot of people rather than the main thing because the main thing is going to be
They're not
focused on.
trying to actually provide enough to compete for the
Yeah,
space.
yeah. And I want to, it might be just part of them staying as a more casual situation because the reality is no matter the rest of the world doesn't matter. Like the primary source of their growth will happen in the US where Disney is always going to be far more prevalent with the Disney worlds and the just obviously the huge buyer market that the US has. It's as long as it stays strong there, which presumably it will because of its prevalence is so much. The Walt Disney is their their thing, right?
Yeah.
So it's like if it stays there, it means that it'll constantly come to the other like countries, but it's whether it stays relevant. Kind of like like Duel Masters, or we're kind of seeing a little bit with Gundam now, where Gundam has launched globally, but is slowly retracting back into Southeast Asia a little bit, where it's more prevalent,
more of an Asian country,
and it's kind of up to us to keep the
momentum going
for the Disney. Like, is Ravensburger the production company for the game, or is it just for here in Australia?
No, the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then it has
worldwide.
So then Ravensburger has to, we have to try and make sure that our supplier, because Ravensburger isn't we don't buy it directly from them here. So it's like we have to make sure that we consistently.
I thought you buy it directly from them.
No, it's from a distribution company.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ravensburger.
No, it's not.
Is it?
It's not. Yeah.
Don't you buy it?
No, I don't buy it.
Oh.
Yeah,
I thought it was Ravensburger.
it's from a distributor here in Australia, and they're the
Who's the distributor?
Modern Brands.
Modern Brands distributes Ravensburger.
They distribute Ravensburger, but
you're still not directly buying from
they're the
I was the representative of Ravensburger.
Yeah.
Because they do the puzzles.
They do all that.
Yeah.
But they also, Modern Brands has done a lot of other mostly child forward things you see at
departmental store stuff.
Yeah.
Like Target and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they do a lot of stuff like that, and but it means for them to keep bringing that into the country, people have to be buying it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we found that past with Flesh and Blood, where I think a couple of the sets have burned the distributor, and they've got stuck with it. So their keenness to buy a lot of that product every time has reduced a lot.
You guys see the so we're very connected with Let's Play Games, obviously, because they're one of our main distributors, and they have a page where they post up all the new happenings and things that are going on in the background. LPG in America, they try to manufacture one of the games called Too Many Cooks. Did you guys see it?
No.
So they also publish board games, and they published a little board game called Too Many Cooks. It's a little pocket-sized, fun board game that they made too many of, and they couldn't sell in America. So they shipped it all back to Australia, and they made a lot. We're talking pallets.
Is it like somebody put an extra zero on the end of the order situation going on?
It was like pallets and pallets of that thing, dude.
Okay.
So Let's Play Games were like, please buy our board game. We've discounted down to $5 a box.
Really?
Yeah.
The problem is though, if they're going to discount it to us to $5, somebody on eBay is selling it for $7.50. So there's no point us buying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes the overproduction just kills it.
That's crazy.
But it's
just one of those
Is it
things.
fun though?
I don't know. I didn't really look into it. But it's one of those things where
we just give it out as a prize.
as a distribution company, you just take the risks, right? Like you said, sometimes you get stuck with a product.
I guess you have to, right?
But no, you don't. That's why Kickstarter exists and stuff.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, let's say a card game, right? Like Flesh and Blood, for example, when they had that one set which they stocked up on, and then all of a sudden the leaders got banned out of that set.
Yeah.
And then you're stuck holding the rope.
What
happens? Do you just sit on that forever now?
No. Well,
you need to. That's the issue with Flesh and Blood. I think we have mentioned it a couple of times in the podcast.
But it's not just Flesh and Blood, right? Because it can happen to. Because even with Lorcana introduced a rotating.
But
format,
at least
right?
you still have. True. Do they have that Infinity format? Right.
They do, but come on.
The thing is, right?
What format was the challenge? Standard, right?
Standard, yeah.
People were going to play standard.
All of our jobs exist in retail. It doesn't matter that we're in hobbies. We're retail companies. That's what we are, right? In every other retail company outside of the hobby space, it's okay to burn. You just burn the extra product. And it's it's not good, and it's terrible for the environment, and it's terrible for the economy. It doesn't matter. Businesses make incorrect choices all the time. And, a big controversy is the one in the US where there was the 30-year anniversary, and they found out they dumped pallets of it in a Texas dump, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's seen that online. It's and everyone's up in arms about it. But businesses do that all the time. The clothing industry, the fast fashion industry, is well known for just dumping literally metric tons of product into Africa because they're just trying to get rid of the extra product.
Correct.
It was
because they have to follow the seasonal thing, right? A new thing comes out and you can't sell what's old. You devalue your current thing.
So and it goes, and it is you're right. It's weird. It's like giving a food shelf life to a product that technically doesn't go out of date, right? And it feels like this board game situation is maybe they're just not allowed to do it. It might be breaking some sort of eco-friendly rule that they've said they don't waste things or whatever it is. But having metric pallets, because the reality is those pallets now sit in a warehouse on a shelf somewhere and just take up space. And it's a big part of I think if we were we talked before, I don't like to do discounts at at the shop for the most part because we're a smaller store, and I think discounting things devalues the purchase of the person who bought it beforehand. So if you come in this week and you spend $80 or something, and the next week you come in as $40, it's a real feel bad for a customer.
Correct.
And because we're more of a game space than a store, most people that come to the store come every week or at least every couple of weeks. You know what I mean? They're coming in regularly. So the chance of them seeing that situation and then feeling bad is far more likely than if you were like a regular, like a Games World where you just sell product, right? If you come in the next week and the thing you just bought last week's on discount, you're like, oh, bummer. But your emotional connection to that place is nowhere near as much as a regular Games
because you don't
store.
play there, right?
Yeah, but we also curb that by, generally speaking, never overbuying anything too much. Like, I don't know if you can, like we've done this a long time now. Can you name the 2 or 3 things that we've overbought over this time?
Warhammer Dark Water.
Warhammer Dark Water is a big one, and that's probably the most egregious point that we've had.
Yeah, that's of recent memory. That was it.
I'm surprised that product's a flop though.
It's not a flop. We just have a lot. I don't think it's a flop.
Well, it's like Curse City was like...
Curse City sold immensely, but I wonder if Curse City sold immensely because of just FOMO. Because it was a scarce product, people that didn't even really need it kind of bought it because they were like, oh, I don't want to miss out.
It was peak COVID time where board games were big,
true.
big, the production amount was really low compared to this one. So it's a big deal. I don't know if you remember back in the day, Jackson ordered a lot of that Slanesh release.
Yeah.
And the Age of Sigmar Slanesh release. And the models looked great. But the rule book came out for Warhammer and it was real bad. And
it was notoriously one of the worst faction on release.
Yeah, and we held a lot of those models at probably until about 6 months ago. Like, and I don't know if something changed in the rules or if they didn't start getting back to 40K.
Just lasted long enough. Eventually, those models will sell.
They will sell, and that's the same as. And I'm not as worried about the Dark Water, and because like, what is an over purchase for us is probably just a regular purchase for a much bigger company.
Yeah,
but because we get to sit in this smaller middle ground. Nothing's ever like ruining, but for a company like for Let's Play Games, and Let's Play Games is an interesting like story because
can you imagine how much MetaZoo they were left holding?
Oh my god!
Because MetaZoo came out and then dropped overnight. As in the CEO on Discord, the guy the CEO basically on Discord said, "Sorry guys, we're done. Peace, bye."
So is that the second time or the first?
The first time. Well, the first time MetaZoo went down, it was like there was a couple of signs pointing towards, or maybe MetaZoo's not doing so well. They released one last set. Imagine all the distributors around the world bought the set to sell it. Yeah. And then MetaZoo went, we're done.
That's crazy.
We still sell MetaZoo in our shop, so just one pack at a time.
We sell second edition, baby.
So MetaZoo was supposed to be the next thing, right?
Sure.
The next Pokemon, right?
I mean, every card game comes out saying that they're the next thing.
I think the cards look cute. The production level is actually pretty good. The foiling quality is also good, and the imagination that's gone into it is good. It just has there's no backing to it whatsoever. But for people that just like to buy a pack for a bit of fun, it's a great product to open.
Yeah.
It's actually really,
you know what card game should be real? You know the cards that you bought, the Italian brain rot?
Oh, yes.
If that was a card game.
Well, there is a game associated to it, but
it's not a game.
It's like
I know. We just make it like the characters like you're like the Bambolino.
The ultimate
Crocodilo. I cast my Crocodilo on your Bambolino.
We actually looked at like the distributor for that in Australia because people kept asking me where to buy it from, and I had to keep sending them to Caltex petrol station.
We're adults, so we see that and we're like, oh, that's cute. But the kids love it, man. We get the kids come through and they see the little bit of like brain rot cards we have on the computer, and you'll watch their face go, oh, and they point at the cards.
I want that.
It's just pattern recognition.
Grab them by the hair and drag them out of the
store. You should just put those brain rot cards in the top card display where you put all your mana crit and stuff. You put it like $50.
Was it
$50 for Crocodilo?
I think it was Ryan from One Piece who was talking to me about how they do booster packs of porn stars.
Yes, yeah.
It's like pulling sports cards, but instead of sports players, you have porn stars.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go pick up some Phantom. It's a booster box of Phantom. You know, Phantom, the comic book.
Oh yeah, the purple guy.
It's from some booster packs from the 90s, and it's scenes from the Phantom comics.
Oh, that's cool.
I found it on Facebook Marketplace. I really like we're a small business, and we're irregular to what at least over east in Melbourne. I'm sure there's plenty in other countries as well, where you have small like card stores and comic stores, and we're a small business that's productively run by like one or two people, right? I think in WA they've become far more like regular chain stores where you sell the regular products, and I really like that we often have weird shit that I can like go collect and like sell through the store.
Novelty stuff.
Yeah, I think to me that's what a classic like
you walk
comic
into a game
book
shop.
store is supposed to feel like, where there's like, I really like, I know it can be a bit of a hassle for us, but like the secondhand cabinets and like the books when they come in and different things. I really hope that one day I can focus more on like a book exchange as well, where I can find novelty books and things that have been out of print for a long time. I really like the idea of people coming down, and I don't want it to feel like a cash converters, but I want it to feel like a treasure trove where there's things in there that are can be secondhand but valuable. Like something really is hard to find. You know what I mean?
A lot of the long-term stores here in Perth are kind of like that, right? Like people visit Al's card shop because they have that sense of. Sometimes I go digging around the pile and I'll find a '90s Star Trek booster pack and I'll just buy it because who knows. And then Tactics as well. Tactics always has the reputation of you looking around and you don't know what you can find.
Yeah.
Sometimes you find a thing from the 90s.
And I think it's important to I forget the word, but like, you know, when you like procure different things, but that's not the word I'm thinking. You can't just have junk. You can't just have a bunch of random junk that nobody will ever want.
Yeah.
It's important to like find things that people are like, oh, that's actually really cool, you know?
It's pretty cool.
I think like the Labubu like Topps cards were a bit like that, and those Transformers card boxes that
we got Labubu Topps collectible cards. And then
one customer buy it all.
Yeah, I looked at the price. I looked at the price of it, and I was, man, who does buy this? And I fully expected it to sit on shelves for months, and then William bought all of it.
Thank you.
Our premier customer.
Because I posted some stories of it. I've had quite a few people ask me about it actually. So that it was definitely a product. Like I put my name down to get some of the SpongeBob tops, but I don't think we got given any. So I think I needed to order a bit more. I don't know. It's hard with the. Those production companies where it comes into distribution in Australia, they're the one distributor for every store that sells anything like that in the country. So it means that as a smaller fish, it's a lot harder to get some of the morsels
usually
falling
these products
away.
goes to like breakers or like the stores that sell sports cards.
Or even just big W's, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to compete.
There's like a bottleneck in the system, right? Which is the one distributor.
100%. And I'm very lucky. Like we talked about, I missed the last Pokemon release. Just it was too much coming out at one time, and I couldn't commit to an X amount of money to go in there because that's a cash up front when I needed to I really had to plan my cash flow for this release because we had the Magic and the Fab and quite a few things will come out at once. We've just finished doing all the the wall stuff in the renovation stuff in the shop as well. And really think about plan what I was going to be spending money on, and an extra $5,000 to Pokemon just didn't make sense right then, right? And it was one of those things where I had to make sure with the lady that I didn't piss them off by not purchasing that, because of the way that the system kind of works is like they give you a little bit more and a little bit more each time, and they kind of like drip feed you product to slow that up. So I'm lucky that I've been quite chummy with them, and the fact that I'm not as demanding, or I guess a lot of stores really seriously rely on that order coming in. Yeah, so
their livelihood.
I assume she's also as like a retail worker, she's dealing with some angry people throughout the day. And the fact that I'm a nice, quiet person on the side who's just happy to take whatever, I think has won me a lot of brownie points over the years. So,
because like from a first-hand experience, right, we get a lot of customers who really, really want things, and it's like sometimes I just want to deal with a guy who just makes my life easy. You know what I mean? Like One Piece, like right now because One Piece is on such a up and up. I get so many people asking me all the time of like, can they put the pre-order down for One Piece? I'm like, I don't want to do it. And I'm just gonna, and realistically, the way that I'm gonna do One Piece pre-orders now is that once we get allocation, I'm just gonna on a Friday night be like, who wants One Piece? Yeah. I'm not gonna put it out there in the wild. I'll just be like, people in front of me right now, make my life easy. I do think wants to pay for boxes right now.
Rewarding the people that come and play at the store on a regular basis, I think is the thing. And some people feel it see it as like a nepotism thing or it's unfair. But the reality is, why would we not support the people that are already supporting us anyway, right?
Yeah. So here's a little like spoiler, but I actually still have plenty of Spirit Forge boxes that I'm only selling to people that come down and play on Wednesday nights. I've just been slowly selling like more and more Riftbound as people come through on a Wednesday night and play. Because they're the people that are already in that community.
Spirit Forge, the modern bots on Wednesday.
So for example, they're people that already come and support us. They play games here and they want to enjoy the game and they're playing. And number two, they're actively playing the game. So the chance of them being a scalper Very low.
I remember there's the whole situation back in the day of good games. I don't know if it was a Flesh and Blood or one of the games started and one person bought all the product and it really hampered anyone else getting involved.
Yeah.
So this is actually a really nice communal way to make sure that
Like
same situation
drip
doesn't
feed
occur.
out and make it so that people can still buy packs throughout the season. Because the thing is, even when someone has all the cards they want from like a set, they still actually kind of want to buy packs just for fun of it. Because there's a little bit of a lottery aspect of like I can pull something fun and cool, and I'm just looking for cards maybe to build another deck or trade with friends.
Talking about lottery expect, Singapore government just announced they want to regulate booster packs.
Does that kill the
How?
game?
What is that? How do they? What
I don't know how.
What does that mean?
But I feel like
Does that kill TCGs for Singapore?
it can, but
No.
to me it's not.
Is it to
Because they
remove the
feel
gambling
like there's
side
an
of it?
aspect of
Yeah.
gambling
Yes.
to it.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I would say that if you buy a case, you get a average amount.
If you're like you're being in this business in Bandai, yes, in every other game.
Magic still, yes. Magic you can. If you
reckon?
get a master case, your spread is
Yes,
you
but-
know
yeah,
you
That's
can count.
because your percentage is averaged out.
Yeah, your
Yeah,
percentage
but,
average.
the average punter's not buying a master case of product, bro.
Yeah, I know, but but the problem is with gambling is it's the odds are like 1 to a million, right? But if you're buying a master case, you kind of like set, so you know your odds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
it's not gambling.
But if
That
you buy a
solves the
million
gambling
scratch
pro-
cards, eventually one of them will win. Right? So
But the
That
odds are too
solves the
big.
gambling problem for the person who can afford a master case. It doesn't solve the problem for anybody underneath.
too
it,
bad.
though. Yeah.
it really comes down to how Singapore want to regulate it.
Yeah,
For
that's the
example,
thing.
a few countries, I mean, it's not a few countries, a lot of countries, the way they do it is that you have to disclose your percentage odds. You have to actually disclose like what are the odds of pulling things.
Yeah.
So, for example, I think in China, right? China has like any sort of like
I think
booster product,
Magic disclosed
gacha
it.
product.
Like the cereal, they disclose
do.
like
They
0
disclose
point something percent.
Yeah.
But they disclose it because there's countries out there that say like, hey, you can't just not tell us what are the odds of pulling a thing. So
Well, they can still tell you can get a rare. That's why they don't say you get a very good rare. They still give you a rare.
Yeah.
But
A foil in
every
every
pack has a rare and a chance of a mythic. So
correct. And doesn't mean
Can
that's
you
gonna be
imagine?
good.
Like they can't do anything with it. They can't because could you imagine? Right, we're in Australia or United States or wherever you are, and you're buying regular booster packs. But out on eBay are these Singapore packs where you've got a guaranteed like percentage of what you're going to get. Those things will be worth they'll devalue every
I
other.
don't
Most
think you
likely
just kill
what-
it. No one will supply them.
mostly what will happen is that they just stop supplying to Singapore.
Yeah,
So
you get like a black market.
Black
trade.
market price is so,
So
high.
what was
It's
that?
crazy.
I can't remember which country. I think it was the UK. The UK came down on Valve for their Counter-Strike cases because like the way Counter-Strike does their stuff is that it's basically gambling, right?
Yeah.
Because you're opening up boxes and then having real value attached to those things, which is basically the same thing as gambling. And the UK government came down on them, and people were like, "Oh no, what is Valve going to do to change?" Most likely, Valve being a giant billion-dollar company, they're just like, "It's not worth our time.
Yeah.
We'll just not do it in the
happy
UK.
to secede markets.
Yeah.
We'll just leave." So
That happened in England recently with
It's just crazy. Then the player's going to suffer because now the player's going to pay even higher prices.
I can't remember what it is, but England banned something recently, and the market just retracted. They were like, it doesn't matter. Fuck.
the trick with is that there's like a natural like balance you have to strike with. There is things you're supposed to do and ban and try and regulate, but there's a certain you can't be too heavy-handed with it because then people just find alternative ways around it anyway.
Yeah.
Like it's so for example, I know a lot of people who smoke, right? And then for example, cigarettes now have
Yeah.
a lot of tax. In Australia, cigarettes
Right.
get taxed really, really hard. But because it's too expensive now to buy cigarettes, everyone's like, it's like the prohibition. No one buys cigarettes legally anymore. Everyone just buys them under the counter from other places that import in cigarettes. And then, if they come down with the social media tax, while yes, there are many people there who will probably get around, will probably just like be like, oh, if a lot of kids with the social media tax would be like, all right, sure, I won't have a Facebook account, I won't have Instagram. There'll be a lot of kids that just get around it by making like alternative accounts.
Yeah.
A lot of because Australia's pushed forward with the banning of kids under 16 having a social media, and incredibly, it's whether statistics that they're just showing, they're willing to show or not. In their mind, it's been a success. Like in the reporting to the government, it's been a success, and it does mean that a lot of other countries, like I know Sweden and Hungary and England, they're all basically creating reform to follow along suit with it. So it's I wonder if that's I wonder if it is a good thing, because clearly children having social media is a bad thing.
Correct.
It's very clear. If like,
that's just like it shows the evidence is.
yeah. If everybody
Pretty clear.
involved in the companies of social media don't let their own children have social media, it's clear that it's
The thing
a
the thing
problem.
is, it's a lot of governments realizing they need to actually start protecting the next generation from effectively what is being used as socialized weaponism. Like it's the whole social aspect of social media is actually being used and as a weapon against other countries.
Yeah.
That's just how it is, just how the internet is nowadays.
Do you boys feel like you have a good control over your social media use?
I've given up.
I mean my own use?
Yeah.
Yeah. I use it for mainly just business.
For business?
Yeah.
I've stopped caring what shows up on my feed anymore, because as I've gotten older, I realized that there's no point in me trying to fight it anymore. When I was younger, I was very much that like classic, like I'm a computer science guy. So I turn off all my tracking. I have no trace of my old history. I'm very private. I used to just like delete everything.
No, once you're online, you're online. There's no
Yeah,
there's
but
no
I was
way.
the classic kind of guy who, like, when I installed Windows 10, I went into Windows 10 and disabled all the like the advertisement tracking
It's like
features,
this,
everything.
I guarantee you there is a backdoor, the backdoor.
Correct. And then as I've gotten older and more mature, I realized
okay.
there is no fighting against
Yeah.
it.
Do you find
can't
yourself-
fight against it?
It's either you're in or you're out. That's
Yeah.
it. There's
It's
no
like-
like in. I'm gonna
It's
control.
like, so we all have modern phones. We have smartphones in the modern age, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if you turn off your GPS tracking, your phone is always using tracking.
Yeah.
Right. Even if you turn off like any like you turn off the voice, like, when you can just like say "Hey Siri" and it turns on.
Yep.
But even if you turn all those features off of like, hey, your phone listening out for you, it's always listening. Like even in this, if you just read the small prints of the
What was
agreement
the,
contracts when you have like you sign up for an account, all those, or
says
even
it
in,
in there,
in
yeah.
the small print, it's straight up like you can't turn these features off. We're always tracking you. We're always listening to you. It doesn't matter.
We definitely passed that old people age where they're like, oh, like people were scared.
Yeah.
Like they like theorized that it was tracking you or doing this stuff. But it says it in the form.
It doesn't like as I've gotten older, I realized I'm gonna stop trying to fight it.
Yeah.
And hey, if I can get some convenience out of it and make my life a little bit easier, fuck it, dude. I'm gonna leave that GPS on my phone and
the
just
movies,
be like rock and roll.
like I give you control. I want to make you feel like you're in control, but you are not in control.
like
Do you find yourself scrolling? You're a scrolling guy.
Doom scrolling.
yeah. I'm on the toilet scrolling Instagram kind of guy. yeah.
Just looking at Kanye West videos.
My favorite is you get customers that come through and they're like, oh no, I don't like social media. I don't have a Facebook. I don't have an Instagram or nothing like that. And I'm like, okay, which.
Yeah.
But then they also have like a new iPhone and it's like, buddy.
Yeah. I know.
Any privacy you think you have is gone anyway. Stop trying to pretend like it matters.
I know. There was a guy a few years ago, and he was like, "Oh, I don't have social media," but he also didn't have shoes on. So I was like,
All right,
"You know
dude.
what?" I was like, "What you choose to do in public or not is up to you, my buddy."
It's crazy. It's crazy.
But it is. I guess it is hard. Like in the 90s, we had forums, and that's how a lot of like.
Oh yeah, forums. That's so cool. Whirlpool.
Yeah, like
Whirlpool's still active, man.
I know.
A lot of people still use Whirlpool.
And that's how we'd organize games, and you'd find communities and stuff like that. I think Facebook has cornered so much of that it is hard if you're not a Facebook guy or you don't want to have it. You aren't left with a lot of other options of how you're supposed to communicate with other human beings. You know what I mean? And I know like Discord's a big one, but like surely Discord's not any less intrusive than any other.
Oh no, Discord's people have gripes against Discord because just like every other social media company in the world, they're tracking your data and using it. Because Discord is a free product. How do you think they make revenue?
Yeah, true.
So, but Discord also got into a lot of flack recently because Discord, like many other places, are introducing the age thing where you have to verify your age.
Oh yeah, it did.
And also use it. And once people are upset about it, and people like to get up in arms with boycotting Discord, and they will be like, "I'm going to switch over to TeamSpeak, or I'm going to go back to using
TeamSpeak.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to using whatever."
Hell no.
Yeah,
But the truth is, as people will boycott, people will get mad about it, and then
They get mad about it. Hey, are we on Discord? Like,
if every some
Ventrilo, baby.
if all your
I'm a
friends,
Ventrilo, baby.
But people are literally saying like, "Hey, we'll go back to Ventrilo."
Awesome.
But if all your friends are using Discord, and
It's like,
people
I'm
are-
on Vent. It's like,
what are you gonna do? Just
okay.
like be that one guy who's not gonna use it?
Yeah.
You can talk to yourself.
The reality is like no matter people can get up in arms and they'll move to the next thing. It's like Substack is kind of that for like forums now, and you have WhatsApp was a big thing because WhatsApp was a leading market people who would go use if they didn't want to be involved in other things. But then WhatsApp got bought by Facebook.
Yeah.
And the reality is if any majority of people move to anything else, eventually a big company will be like, I'll buy it. And the people who own the thing aren't going to turn down billions of dollars.
No.
That's the reality, right? Because you have Signal and you have like all these different apps that people feel like they're safer to do more illicit things on, and like messaging, and they're not tracking. But it's like they're all going to track. They're all going to take, and the minute that it's worth anything, they're going to sell it. Like you can't even blame the people for it, right? So
Unless the drug lords are paying them good money.
if they're
I just have to assume that any real criminal activity is being done to like their own private channels.
it has to
anyway.
be, yeah.
They're not using Signal. They have their own thing.
Yeah, and then
So-
because it's like
Probably their own phone too.
yeah,
Exactly.
It's got those like, flip phone Blackberries.
I love like old timey movies where like people would go to pay phones to this.
Can you still use BlackBerry? The service is still up?
I know some of them have it's a crowd-funded source code where you can like still operate them, but it's not done by the company anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. Same as like the pages and stuff like that. A lot of people have like their own servers that you can connect to, so you can still use them. But but then it's like that's privately done, and it's done like as a hobbyist thing. So it's like community sourced, but you don't know where the base of that community is, and if they're not taking information as well, you know what I mean? So
That's crazy. Imagine like drug cartels like hiring software engineers competing against Google.
yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
have you guys? There's a clip came up recently of some Mexican cartel, and it was a phone call between the Mexican cartel's drug lord. He called up the local police station that was giving him shit because apparently like
Giving him shit.
So apparently,
Hey, don't give me
apparently the police were like doing something around his area, and he called up the police station and just started shouting and demanding you guys fuck off. And he was giving orders to the police.
Yeah.
And the police guy on the phone, the immediate moment he realized who he was talking to, just like went completely subservient. He was like, "All right, understood, sir. Yes."
Really?
He was completely just like owned by.
I guess at that point he's just thinking of
drug
his
lord.
children. He's like, oh,
Yeah, exactly.
shit. Yeah.
And then he was like, it was like 4 minutes of just like the drug lord, this guy like ranting at the police to be like, you guys are fucking dumbasses. Fuck off. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Stop doing this. Do you know who I am? Kind of thing.
They're just doing like a regular like breatho stop or something. A breeze bus. I think it's why any good piece of decent like media, like any TV shows that involves like, drug cartels or gangs or whatever, it's all done in period time, because if any modern stuff, it's got to be like, it's just everything's
It's
brought
boring
out
now.
by an iPhone. Yeah, like the iPhone ruins any kind of like espionage fun stuff.
It's
you know
why
what
I
mean?
like the old timey mafia movies when dudes got to go to payphones to
Yeah.
discuss their dealings.
100%. Yeah.
Can you imagine in modern day, you have dudes walk out of the office, go to a payphone, put coins in, and be
Wait,
like,
wait.
"All right, dude,
Where is the payphone first?
Yeah.
We gotta search on
we have
Google.
a payphone right outside Northern Boards."
Really? Is it working?
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, the Telstra. Telstra made a deal with the government for some huge like tax break off if they kept the phone
Running?
booths going.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
So-
I think it makes sense if you're out of power, things like that.
Yeah.
You need to contact like authorities.
In country towns, they're very prevalent. So like at most country towns still have one, and it's like it's a big deal because for whatever reason, like if your area, most country towns are controlled by like a satellite booster, and if that goes down, then the Telstra one will still run for whatever reason. I don't know how it works.
It's probably like lined. Like
Yeah,
it's
it
on
could
a
be
line.
lined, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, but I think it's just imagine how many movies that exist in like the 80s to the 90s are completely ruined by the plot hole of the people don't know.
Yeah,
Whereas right now,
How many movies are ruined by the fact that you can just call the guy and explain your reasoning?
Yeah,
You know, you don't know, like there's like the romance movies of like, oh, I'm gonna run after my love, and she's going on the plane like Casablanca, and
Yeah.
chase the plane. Nowadays, you just dial and be like, yo, don't go on that plane. I still love you.
Not even that, just text them. And you're like,
Yeah.
is the movies just texting?
That's why.
people?
That's why now in those movies, like the girl's phone has to be 0 battery.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah. She's
you
on
know?
silent. She's not seeing any
on silent.
messages.
The phone is ringing, but she didn't see it. You know.
I don't know if you guys we've watched a lot of them, but like when I was with I had a partner, we'd go to watch those like Christmas movies and like the love movies,
The
you know what I mean?
rom-coms, yeah.
Yeah, the rom-coms. And a big part of them now is like it'll show them texting and the texts are scrolling down the screen. Like you can see them texting each other. Sometimes it happens in an action movie where they like send like a thing. But like a big part of the movie is that. And you're like sitting in a theater or like, I remember the one that I'm thinking of was a Christmas movie and it was in the outdoor cinemas at UWO in Joondalup. And we're sitting there and there was like a 4-minute sequence of these two people texting each other. And I was like, Is this a movie? Like, what? You know what I mean? What if we,
Whoa, it's real though.
What if we
Because there's no
come to-
dialogue anymore.
yeah. And like, it was important to the thing because I think the one person was like in America, mom was in England, right? And they're communicating to each other. So it's displaying an important thing, but it was a real like a moment for me sitting there being like, what the fuck? What are we doing here? Like
That was kind of a discontent. It's not discontent. Little disconnect I had because I tried watching Euphoria, and I could definitely tell that Euphoria.
I didn't realize you were a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah, I didn't realize that Euphoria. Well, now I realize Euphoria is very much a show designed for like the young crowd.
Yeah,
and, like
yeah.
I'm too old for this now. I'm trying to watch it. I'm like,
We all know why you were trying to watch Euphoria.
we get it. Hey man, I seen the cast.
It was also on silent.
You guys watch any good movies lately? You guys been out? Had time to watch
There's
anything?
no- I watched this by accident, right? So I went to Melbourne. So I went to my friend's
He went to
house.
Melbourne by accident.
Yeah.
Just
No,
woke
no,
up.
no.
Honestly,
So my
he
friend
might
was
get
putting
it.
up this.
Can you imagine
this,
William accidentally just gets on a plane? Oh, I'm in Melbourne now.
this like a drama on Netflix. It's called The Night Agent. It's pretty
Night
fun.
Agent?
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Is that the phone one where you're like,
the phone? Oh yeah.
the whole prevalence of like, if he answers the phone, something bad's gone wrong, right?
Yeah. So like he's in this dark room. Is this room, not dark room, that the phone never rings.
Okay, so it's like a thriller. It's like a scary
Yeah,
movie.
thriller things like that. It's a series.
Okay.
But he's an FBI agent, so people will call him like undercover agents. If they're in trouble, they'll call this number.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's the emergency line.
So
That's a cool
The
concept.
phone never rings.
Yeah.
So it's pretty boring, but it rang. So it went downhill from there. It went downhill from there.
Have you guys watched The Departed?
What's
The
that?
Departed with Matt Damon, DiCaprio.
Oh, it's been a while though.
So The Departed, the whole stick of Departed was like, it was the, you go undercover. And like Leonardo DiCaprio's character was going super undercover, where they're deleting all traces of his history, except for the one, like the only out he had was you dial this number if you're ever in trouble. And like you need it out, you dial this number.
Yeah.
And that was the whole point. Like he had like, you just leave everything behind except that one number.
Yeah,
And like, I
yeah,
like the idea of the
Yeah.
TV show, The Other Side. Like you have these FBI agents that are going deep undercover, but this is the line you call if you need help.
Yeah.
So one person and then ask for the code.
So it's a TV show. It's a
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
right?
There's 3 seasons already. It's pretty cool. First season, second season, third season is pretty nice. It's like exciting. Yeah.
I go through periods of like not watching movies for a while, and then I'll get back into like watching a movie or two. I'm like, oh yeah, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I just want like a good one. I don't want to watch it like halfway like, it's pretty shit.
If you want like a nice fun movie, I watched Rental Family with Brendan Fraser. Like Rental Family as the movie came out, it's like the rise of Brendan Fraser coming back into the movie scene.
Yeah.
And, like
Yeah.
I watched him in The Whale, and I thought, oh, this is pretty good. And I'll give him a chance again because I like watching actors to see how they do. And the Rental Family is just like it's one of those upbeat movies where this down on the luck actor makes a break in Japan. In Japan, they have a service where you can hire people to pretend to be someone for you for a day, pretend to be something for you for a day. So you can rent a family for a day.
I
So you
see.
can so it's all for saving face, right? Because you have these Asian countries.
So if you got
where-
to go meet like your partner's family and you know you're embarrassed
Yeah.
by your own family, you just bring a family that's more
Exactly.
well-to-do.
Correct. So it's exactly that thing, right? Because in those places, saving face is a big deal.
Yeah.
So let's say one of the plot lines in the movie is that there was a girl who her family had a lot of pressure on her to get married, but she didn't want to get married. And in fact, that she actually had her own girlfriend as well. And then in Japan, that's not very kosher, right? So she rented out a husband and pretended to get married and moved to
Yeah,
another
I see.
country. So that in the face of her family, she got married, but then she could have her freedom back and
Yeah.
go on to do the rest of her life.
Correct.
So Brendan Fraser goes into this agency and he hires himself out as like, I'm a white guy in Japan and you can hire me out for things. And then it's a very upbeat movie as he slowly like finds himself tangled in the plot lines of other people's lives and how he contributes to making them happier. And also as self-fulfills himself to realize that, hey, I'm content with my life. I don't have to go out and be a big name actor. I'm happy with what I do.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of plot lines. There's a fun movie called Rental Family.
What if you could hire a guy to like someone to be with you? Like what would you? Who are you hiring? What kind
I
of
will hire.
messes?
Okay, I'm gonna hire. What I'll do is I'll hire an Asian guy who looks kind of like me, but not just a little, just like different enough, and have him work at Northern Boards and pretend to exactly be like me.
And I'll go there and call him Kang. And just see if other people can pick
And
up on
other
it.
people will be like, I don't think you're Kang, but I also don't want to be racist.
It's like if Kang is getting paid $40 an hour, he's like, you're getting 35.
That's awesome.
I'm getting $5.
That's awesome.
And I'll just have that for a whole week.
So I'll do the same thing, but I'm going to hire a guy who's just a bit shorter and a little bit uglier to make me look better.
That's cool, right? Can you imagine? Like, because someone could not get, like, pass through the interview or don't have the qualifications, you be the guy who get the job, and then you subcontract your job to another person, pays him less, a little bit less.
Nah, because this is the whole Mr. Meeseeks thing from Rick and Morty, where like he's going down the line of cloning yourself, but none of your clones actually want to do the work either.
I like to see the opposite of the 50 Cent thing. You ever see like how 50 Cent bought the entire front rows of like a Ja Rule concert?
I heard that.
So you're going for a job interview and you just hire a bunch of guys to take up all the interview slots in front of you, and they're all just intentionally shit at the interview so that you look really
that's
good.
Smart. Yeah, that's good. And then you hear there's a day 2 of the interview and you're like, fuck.
Hey man, if the job's paying enough, then it's worth it.
The hiring manager's like, man, day 1 sucked.
Well, there was this one guy that seemed all right, but we were so tired by the end of it, we hated him.
Yeah.
I was talking to Lucas about something similar. It's like there was this huge 30-year study done. I think it came out quite a few years ago. It was in 2023. And it was the study was all based around like court appointments. So like how long the what do you call when you get like when you've done when they say you've done the wrong thing, I'm forgetting the word, guilty, when you're guilty of something, right? And you get how long you're gonna be in jail. The study showed that the longest sentences were given out to people in time blocks. That was the thing that mattered the most, right? Mm-hmm. So there's the time blocks are between like 8 and 9, and then 9 and 12, and then 12 and 1 or whatever. And the time between 9 and 12, people got the longest sentences. And the theory is that it's just because all the judges are like annoyed by that point and want to go to lunch and they're hungry. Mm-hmm. And like, so people doing the exact same crimes with the exact same situations over like thousands and thousands of case studies, the ones that were in that before lunch period were ending up with like 20% more time in jail.
Shit.
Because the judge was just like sick of their shit by that point and wanted to go get his din-dins.
I should just like go to the court hearing and like offer him a ham and cheese croissant. Be like, hey man, I got this for you, dude.
please. It's like, but can you imagine like going to jail for like 10 years more because your judge is like sick of your shit? You're like, no.
That's crazy.
Who are you hiring, William? Who's your hire guy?
What do you mean?
Who like if you've got someone to follow you around? Is their job just gonna be sorting cards?
You're gonna have someone you get someone to sub in real quick, just pretend to be you, so you can go on a quick trip to like somewhere fun.
I know who you would have, William. And look, this is never a dig at any of our beautiful listeners that want to approach us and talk to us. It's not a thing. But I feel a consistent thing around you, William, where people ask if you have this card. So you need to hire a guy who just has a laptop and he can just search the cards up when people ask you.
Oh my god!
I love the idea is we just invent you some device, like a decoy device. If someone comes up to you to try and talk to you about cards, you deploy the decoy device and an inflatable version of you pops up.
You know, I had this guy on Friday.
That happened, you know? That happened in Call of Duty.
So it didn't happen. Just to be clear.
Okay, elaborate.
Right. So in Call of Duty, I think you have this thing called like a perk, right? You got a decoy that inflates you.
Yeah, you
into
can
like a.
You can create a decoy of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. Remind me of that.
Someone tries to walk up to you to talk to you about cards, and you just throw the decoy down and you roll away.
You roll away, gas, like smoke. You use it like I think it was actually like Audi or BMW that originally did it, and they designed a car where the headlights would come out of the car or something would come off something, and they were drones, and the drones would fly up in the air, and they would scan the area in front of you and give you an overhead view. So if you're driving in I assume it was a concept car, but I assume the end product is a military production, right? But it's like the whole point was that if you're driving down a mountain and it's snowy, the things will scan and give you video footage back to the screen on the car, so you can see if there's like the snow in the way or things on the road or just like for dangerous areas, right? That's the concept, was it gives you an area view of yourself and your surroundings, so you can like see if there's like deer or whatever it is. You know, you try, basically the whole point is to keep you safe. Yeah. Like that's you, like you're like, as people are approaching you, you have your drones and you're like, you just know to turn the other way. Like, you know, when you popped into like the shop for like, you know, you get milk or some shit, and you're in a shop and you see someone and you're just not up for conversation, so you just start avoiding them in aisles.
Have you watched that movie by Nicolas Cage that he could see the future in about a minute 30.
Oh, no, he's like, I'm going to see a minute 30 forward.
Oh,
Yeah.
minute 30 is generous. You can
Yeah,
do-
it's
you can
generous.
do some
So
really good stuff with
casino,
that.
you win.
Yeah.
So what he does is pretty much like that. If he has to see
what's
all the
the last-
possibilities of a minute 30. It's like, I'm not going to go there because the person's going to talk to me. It's gonna
Yeah.
go there.
Like, I'm a chatty guy, but also like this. I feel like when I'm going to like a petrol station or an IGA, my greatest fear is seeing someone I know because I'm just not in the mood to talk.
Yeah, you just want to grab your drink
I
and
just
go.
go.
Yeah.
I'm also, I don't know what it is. I'm always incredibly awkward in those situations as well. And I'll mumble and people are like, what'd you say? And then I have to repeat the thing I didn't want to say in the first place. It's a nightmare. Fucking nightmare.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy.
I like the idea of so this is the on Friday night I was in the like shop for work at Northern Boards and someone gave us a call and they're like, oh, hey, we get it a lot, like you have this magic card. And I was like, oh, we don't really keep a log, but I'll have a look at it for you. So I started looking for it. And then I'm trying to look through the cards in the binder and he's telling me a story about this deck he's building. And we had some few things similar, but not that exact with the print that he was looking for. And then he was like, do you know of any of the other stores that would have it? I was like, why would I know that?
Let me call Good Games.
And I was like,
It was like, maybe.
I know, like in that moment, I just have to truly believe and hope that I have control of my own voice, so I don't just sound like, what the fuck? Because I won't. Obviously, I'm not going to say that, but I need to make sure my tone doesn't convey that exact feeling that I'm having right now. You know.
You serious, bro?
Yeah, and again, it's like I'm not. If when we hold a product that we don't sell, I'm happy to send them to like Hobby Tech or even the Good Games. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Like if we don't sell it, I don't sell it. So it's not a big deal, right? I'm happy to send people elsewhere. That's not a drama. But like the specifics of a card, like why would I know if someone else? Imagine if I did. That'd be crazy good like product knowledge.
Soothsaying, right? Every now and again, you get a customer that comes through and they're finding like one specific card that's seen one printing from like Stronghold.
Yeah.
And it's like, man.
Even if we do
I
have
can
it,
try,
the chance
but-
of me knowing that we have it and then finding it is pretty low, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All right, guys, we've reached the 1 hour mark for today. Any last words?
Beautiful.
Always happy back.
Yes.
A quick reminder as well, we have a new law episode coming up. I'm finally have a little bit of time. We're going to try and edit out
Beautiful.
the law update. It's going to be Ice Age, which is pretty pivotal in the Magic storyline. You remember Ice Age, William? Were you around for Ice Age?
Yes.
How was Ice Age?
I remember Illusions of Grandeur. Illusions of Grandeur.
Illusions of Grandeur? Is
Yes.
that a good card?
Oh, bro, it's a combo deck.
Man.
Have you not played?
classic-
Do you know what Illusions does?
I don't think I was born for Ice Age, my guy.
So Illusions is, I think it's a 4 mana enchantment, right? So it enters play, you gain 20 life.
Oh, my God.
All right?
Is it really?
Right.
4 mana, gain 20 life?
It has a cumulative upkeep of 2.
For 2 life?
2 mana.
2 mana.
So what you do is you play this Urza Destiny card called Donate.
Oh.
So what you do is,
So you gain the life and then
you
give
donate
someone
it
else.
to your opponent, and then like you pay.
And what happens if they don't pay? They lose 20
They lose
life?
20 life.
Oh, shit.
I cannot believe that you do not see this more often.
Dude, players
just today.
were creative back then.
Because there's
It's called the Necro Donate. So Necropotence to draw the whole shit out.
Oh, that's cool.
So in turn 1, Dark Ritual, Necropotence.
Yeah.
Draw your deck, pay your life, gain 20 life, go back to normal, draw again to find donate and donate it.
Damn, that's cool.
There's so many red cards now that give stuff away.
Yeah, so this one has and you have
You going to bring it back, Danny?
You have
2020,
four-
2026
this is
Necro
fun.
Donate.
So this deck has 4 Necropotence, 4 Dark Ritual. I think they played Consultation as well, but 4 Donate, 4 Illusions, 4 Force of Wills.
You know why this has been lost to time?
You have to, always.
Because the Commander is the most prevalent way to play Magic, and the giveaway deck is a card called Zedru, and it's black, red, white, and it misses the blue.
Misses, yeah.
And the Zedru is like your staple commander of like, oh, I'm gonna
Donate these cards
donate
away.
things away. So you're not gonna see the blue cards in that. And
So what you do
I
is
can't believe I've
usually
never seen that.
like this, you can flicker it as well. So you flicker your opponent, it comes back to you.
It also-
You gain 20 again,
and it restarts.
And then you
and he
redonate.
loses 20.
That's why I
And
really like the fish one is where you draw cards when people play spells.
Yeah.
Mr. Cremora.
I like to play that in in any of the white blue flicker decks because you can just redo it every turn.
Yeah.
And then you just
You
restart
generate
it.
so much card draw.
Pretty cool, right? Illusions of Gandriel.
I know we got to go, but like, how are we feeling about the turtles? We were on board with turtles.
Out of 10. Rate turtles out of 10.
I haven't really opened, but I feel it's definitely a better set than Spider-Man. So Spider-Man, let's say it's 5.
Okay.
Okay.
This
That's
I will put
generous,
it
but
at
yes.
7 onwards.
Okay.
Nice. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 for flavor, probably a 6 out of 10 for amount of cards in the set, and a 7-8 out of 10 for functionality. So I think it's getting a solid 8 overall for me.
Yeah, 7 onwards is pretty much because it's balanced. The cards are usable, strong cards, lots of like commander cards, which is great.
There's some real functional good cards. Cards are going to make it into decks.
As someone who I haven't had a chance to sit down and really read the cards, but from everyone I've talked to, the cards are better, more interactive, and more powerful.
Yeah.
But from a strictly flavor standpoint, though, I didn't grow up with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles out of 10.
We were talking about it in the shop. Our age demographic is very, I would say, 18 to mid to late 20s, and I think the age demographic for Ninja Turtles is 35 to 50.
You nailed it, by the way, because everyone I talk to that is like, over like, late 20s to like 30s-ish, love it. They're like, oh yeah, I had this as a kid, dude. I remember this. It was Krang.
What it was is a Ninja Turtles had an incredibly low cost to run on TV.
Right.
So it was easily buyable by channels in all different parts of the world. Whereas some cartoons were interlocked per their whatever it was.
Network television.
Yeah, networked out, right? So it was ran in more countries and on more channels. So it was far more prevalent to people as well, right? So a lot of that. But then you have your 30s onwards were really into it because it was one of the only cartoons they would have seen a lot of. And then the younger generation got an animated series. So anyone who's like 19, 20 or under, they got an animated series, and the animated, like the digital animated, but it was actually good. A lot of those were bad.
Yeah.
A lot of those were like chronically bad, and it was just clearly poor.
I think that's the one that I know. The animated series.
And they're like, a lot of those were like really just poor reproductions, and they were taking a franchise and just throwing it at kids thinking the kids wouldn't know. But the thing is, a lot of people know that a lot of kids shows do well because the parents can watch it and not want to blow their own brains out.
Yeah.
And that Ninja Turtles one was actually pretty good.
Okay.
So I feel like they really hit home. So you have a middle ground, which is kind of where our commander players sit. But anybody on either side of that spectrum will be really into the set, I think. So.
As a franchise, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's still
nice.
big.
I like it.
Yeah.
People still recognize it. It's a household name still. All right. That's us finished today. Thank you very much, guys.
Meow meows.
See you, bye.